Well, even with an amended Religious Freedom Restoration Act, now law, questions remain, and as Samantha Tiki reports, some say the fight continues.
Whether you agree with the Religious Freedom Restoration Act,
So I think any organization should be able to decide who uses the facilities and who uses the services.
or you don't,
I didn't think it was necessary at all. I thought it caused more problems than it actually solved.
it remains law in Indiana. And although it now has an amendment assuring no business will have the right to deny services to anyone based on sexual orientation or identity, Faith Church Senior Pastor Steve Vyers says the discussion about RFRA is far from over.
There are two very legitimate viewpoints here, at least. And I hope we're going to find ways to sit down and listen to one another and then compromise as much as we possibly can without caving in on our core convictions.
Vyers supports the law and says the amendment addressed legitimate concerns of the LGBT community.
I'm not concerned about the amendment that took place to the legislation. I understand why it needed to happen, and there's at least a side of me that's glad that it showed a level of concern to people different than me.
But there is still concern about the statewide protection for members of the LGBT community. After lawmakers passed the amendment Thursday, Freedom Indiana released a statement saying it's long past time to enact a comprehensive non-discrimination law, and we must continue to work to ensure once and for all that the RFRA cannot be used to discriminate against or hurt anyone. That work will continue with a rally for equality in Indianapolis Saturday. The Stop the Madness Equal Rights for All rally will begin at Monument Circle and end at Lucas Oil Stadium. And while RFRA may still be met with opposition,
I think the amendment's like a step in the right direction, but I feel like just going through the time and effort to propose this bill and make it law in the first place was kind of unnecessary and a waste of time.
Vyers says many questions still remain about RFRA. However, he says one of those has been answered.
It hasn't answered all questions, but it did answer a very important one, and that is, do we cherish religious freedom in the state of Indiana? RFRA says yes, and I'm really glad for that.
Reporting in Lafayette, Samantha Tiki, News 18.